Okay, fourth graders. When we left off at the first part of our session 6A, we were talking about how the authors want you to think deeply about important passages within a book. And you should be thinking about these different things while you are reading. When you come to a certain part that seems to be written in bold, that means that this part of the book is just like really standing out to you, and you're needing to think more deeply about what what is that part in the story really about. So you're asking yourself, what is significant about this part of the story? How does this part that you're reading maybe fit with an earlier part? And how does this connect to what the whole story is really about? And why might the author have written in this way? Why is the author maybe including these specific details or these specific words? Or what is your character learning about life? Or what is your character learning about the world? Or what are you learning about life, your character, the world? To do some of this, I want to go ahead and connect back to a book that we have read earlier in the year. What were some of the big ideas that we found with the book Tiger Rising? What were some of the symbols that helped us think of the bigger picture in the story? And some of those symbols, we'll find out, are the tiger that's caged, the rash on Rob's legs, and even if you remember back, that Willie Mae had a bird named Cricket, and then that Rob carved a wooden bird. And then we have, don't forget this suitcase full of feelings that Rob keeps closing up and keeping tight. What are all of these things a symbol of? What is it really showing us about the book? What are the big messages? So I remember that when we were reading Tiger Rising, that our characters, Rob and Sistine, were having feelings. And they were taking these feelings and kind of trapping them in, except each one of these kids, their feelings were being let out in two different ways. And Rob was trapping them in. And as Willie Mae said, that he was keeping his sadness way down low in his legs, that he needed to let them rise on up, just like he was keeping them locked in that suitcase. And the tiger is kind of that symbolism of being locked away. And remember, Willie Mae had her bird in which she locked in a cage, and then she, remember, let Cricket out. So these are all small details or objects that lend the idea of not keeping feelings trapped inside. I want you to connect this learning that we had from Tiger Rising to our story, Number the Stars. What are some of the small details or objects in Number the Stars that we can think about that could hold bigger meanings? We can call these things symbols. What are some of those symbols? We have things like our cupcakes. I'm going to replay this for you really quick. We have those pink cupcakes that they keep talking about again and again and again. Then all of a sudden, we've been hearing about this button in Mrs. Hirsch and the button shop. We have this trunk that they keep referring to in the corner of the bedroom. We have Ellen's Star of David necklace that was clutched in Anne Marie's hand. And they keep talking about this brown hair, this brown curly hair. And they made a connection between two girls having dark hair that had curls. And that would be Ellen, and then also Anne Marie's older sister, Lise, and how in Lisa's baby picture, how she had dark hair with curls in it. So as you're reading in your book clubs, I want you guys to start to look at some of the objects or the symbols or the ideas that may be reoccurring or being talked about in your book again and again, and how that can help you to the bigger idea in your story to maybe find the theme or the message or the lesson that the author would like you to learn or to take away from this book.